Government Access Channel. Coming up next, live coverage of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's Government Access Channel. Coming up next, live coverage of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's Government Access Channel.
Good evening. The time is 7 p.m. I now call to order the regular town board meeting of the town of Irondequoit, March 21st, 2017. Color guard, please present the colors, and everybody please rise. pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Color Guard. Please bring the colors up here where they belong. I don't know. Just give me my hand, okay? That's all right. We have more ceiling tiles. Councilwoman Barnes. Oh, good job. You got it. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Barnum.
Present.
Councilwoman Hush-LaRay.
Here.
Councilman Purticone.
Here.
Councilman Weiner.
Here.
Supervisor Sealy.
Here.
Attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, let's give a nice round of applause to Cub Scout Weeblo Den Pack 220. I had a nice talk with these young men. They asked some very hard questions about town government. Some answers I provided, others I did not, but I was very careful and not to let them catch me off guard. But we appreciate you being here. This is a good learning experience. As I said, local government really affects our lives on a daily basis. So we might see the stuff in Washington, D.C. on TV, but you know, your local government, your police, your highway department, they're really the people who affect your daily lives. So we thank you for being here and enjoy the meeting. On that note, a few remarks to start us off, and then we'll get to our some pre-agenda items and then our body of work. I just want to, first of all, just express some gratitude. We were coming out of two major weather events. It's been an interesting winter for the town of Irondequoit, particularly for our highway department. But in the wake of the storm, I really feel that our town put our best foot forward. And I always like when the rest of the region gets to see what a strong community we are. I want to express my gratitude for the RG&E crews, the utility workers who came from far, far away as far as Canada, the Midwest, but also those utility workers I had several exchanges with wanted to let me know how appreciative they were of the reception that they received from the people of Irondequoit. So in that regard, we really put our best foot forward as a community. Obviously, our town highway department, our Department of Public Works, has been working really around the clock since the windstorm, and they've done a terrific job, and their work continues. They've faced some adversity this winter, but as I said, it's less about machines and more about the men and the women who staff the department. We also had help from our National Guard, came in and helped us with some cleanup, and also town staff as well. You know, we made the decision to do some things as a town that really looked out for our neighbors. We operated a shelter during the day. We operated an overnight shelter, largely staffed by our staff here at Town Hall, as well as some volunteers. So people volunteering to help the people in the town, it shows that they value public service, so really setting a good example. And above all, as I said, the residents as well. You know, they really showed the strength of the community, not just in words but actions. Actions always speak louder than words. On that note, brush pickup continues from the windstorm. Our crews are out. They're out and about in town. You see them at times on the curb. Sometimes they're working on our streams or our culverts or our pump stations, but they're out there. If you do still have brush down that needs to be picked up or a tree that's down that could be addressed by our public works that's in the right-of-way, I encourage folks to call 336-6090. Residents and businesses that sustain property or electrical service damage from the storm can call our building department at 336-6026 to find out what permits or inspections, if any, may be needed for the repairs. And we are working at a staff level internally to figure out some ways perhaps to expedite the large number of permits that we'll be processing for some minor damages to folks' property. We don't want a windfall here at Town Hall just because of property damage incurred, so we'll continue that conversation. There's also some online informational resources available on our town website. I encourage you to check that out as well. Some upcoming events for your attention. Something we're very excited about. The town will be hosting its first ever senior exposition on Friday, April 7th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Friendship Center, which is at St. Cecilia's Church, located at 2732 Culver Road. The event will feature local health and wellness professionals along with many area government agencies and nonprofit groups. Something we encourage our senior residents to attend to come learn and take advantage of this free event and learn about some opportunities and organizations that can enhance your quality of life. The fourth annual Invigorate Irondequoit Town Cleanup will be held on Saturday morning, May 6th. This event brings Irondequoit residents, young and old, out as we look to beautify our great town. It gets bigger and better with our participation every year, so we're always looking to eclipse the previous year. So I encourage residents to come help beautify our town with their neighbors. Some congratulations are in order to some of our student athletes in town. The Irondequoit boys basketball team this past Sunday capped an impressive season with a state championship down in Binghamton. They defeated a high school from the Poughkeepsie area. Congratulations to Coach Carden and the team. We will recognize them next month. And also, a few weeks ago, the Eastridge cheerleading squad won a state title and also took first place in a national competition. So congrats to Coach Fess and her team for a job well done. They're an amazing squad over at Eastridge, and we value all of our students and particularly the great accomplishments, both athletic and in the classroom, music and arts, but exceptional young folks that we have in town, and we always celebrate their achievements. And finally, last month we congratulated our town attorney, Laura Smith, on her second child. This month it's my pleasure to congratulate our Commissioner of Public Works, Bob Kiley, and his wife, Sarah, on the birth of their third child and first girl, Hannah Jane. Bob is our Commissioner of Public Works, and it's fitting that Hannah came into this world Tuesday evening, March 7th, just a few hours before the massive windstorm. So it's telling, I don't know if that's an omen for things to come, but I will just commend Bob. Spent a lot of time working both from home, but spending time away from home. His kid's second home was his office at Town Hall, it seemed, but we wish him and the family well. With that, I'm going to invite the board to come down to the podium with me as we have a few presentations before we get to our body of work. Board members, please. So the highlight of our, one of the highlights of our monthly board meeting is what we call the Good Neighbor Award. And it's where we like to recognize the sometimes everyday contributions that our residents make, young and old, as well as sometimes the long-standing just good things that our neighbors do to help one another out. This month is special because our Good Neighbor Award, it's our youngest award winner ever. And we're thrilled to have him here, and I know that the men and women of our highway department are very big fans of this young man. Logan Johnson, in the winter, after our highway department, and I'll invite Logan up, I just want to say a few words first. After the fire at our Department of Public Works, there was a Facebook posting, and it was Logan's mother posting a picture of Logan shoveling the sidewalks in his neighborhood. And of course that's great when any youngster helps out in that regard anytime. But Logan's rationale for doing that really was something touching and signals what a nice, exceptional young man he is. He said he wanted to help out our highway department because their trucks had burned. And you know, the residents, young and old, really were supportive of the town during the time of adversity. But for a 6-year-old to have that I guess that concern and that compassion in his heart and that motivation to do good really speaks volumes about his parents first and foremost. So good for you, but also just what a great young man he is. Logan's here with his mother, Colleen, and his father, Brad, and others members of his family. And please give a big round of applause as we welcome up Logan Johnson, the winner of our Good Neighbor Award. So, Logan, I'll give this to you. Why don't you show that to everyone? And this is a picture. This is a picture of little Logan all bundled up. You can't see his face because it was cold that day, but he was shoveling the snow. Thank you very much. Do you want to say anything? No? You didn't wear your hat up here, did you? He's also our best dressed ever Good Neighbor Award winner. He has a very, very cool fedora that he's sporting. But thank you very much, Logan. That was very nice of you, okay? All right, you left your parents. Really warms the heart, doesn't it? It's going to get cold out, so it's nice to have those heartwarming events that we celebrate. So this year is special for a large, significant civic group in our town. We've been blessed over the years to have men and women as members of, whether you want to call them fraternal or civic organizations that their purpose is to give back to either community or the broader community. They're very mission driven, and the Irondequoit Rotary really does a lot of phenomenal things throughout town. Rotary in general, whether it's international, the mission of it is exceptional, and the men and women are part of it because they want to give back to their fellow men and women, the community. I always say organizations like the Rotary are vital to any community because they are the bones, or the bedrock. They're really the foundation of a strong community. They're that formal institutions that we have that really are dedicated not just to the individual, but the civic as a whole. So it's my pleasure. This is their 50th year, and I would like to invite our Rotarians up, and I will read the proclamation. Come on up. Give them a round of applause. And you always know the Rotarians are here because they sport the red. We should have worn our red tie. I wore a pink tie. It's close enough, right? I'm in my my Lent pastel. So if you'll just permit me, and then I'll invite Terry Bassett Corrigan. Oh, so Chief Tantillo is a little shy, but he's a proud Rotarian as well.
I have a red shirt on. I'm going to get fined.
All right. So the proclamation, I'll read it in a truncated form. But whereas a great society is only as great as those organizations and individuals who perform exemplary service on behalf of their community, and whereas it is the belief of this town board that when such organizations and individuals celebrate milestone occasions, it is appropriate to publicly proclaim and commend those milestones for the edification and emulation of others, and whereas the Irondequoit Rotary and its members have selflessly served the community for 50 years, since the club's formation in March of 1967, through the commitment of countless hours of volunteer work and generous donations to individuals and organizations throughout the community. And whereas the Irondequoit Rotary has always been a tireless advocate for and partner of the town of Irondequoit, continuously assisting with various town events and always keeping the best interests of the town in mind. Whereas we should always acknowledge the efforts of those who selflessly work to serve others for the betterment of all. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that we, Supervisor David A. Seeley, and the town board, on behalf of the entire town of Irondequoit, do hereby recognize the Rotary Club of Irondequoit on their years of service to the Irondequoit community, and further be it resolved that we heretofore set our pens on this 21st day of March in the year 2017 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Rotary Club of Irondequoit. Signed, the Town Board of Irondequoit. Congratulations. I'll now invite Terry Bastick from the Rotary President to say a few words.
Thank you, Supervisor. It's my pleasure to accept this proclamation on behalf of Irondequoit Rotary. I'm sorry to say I was born when the chapter was formed, but we are one of 35,000 clubs around the world, and members. There's 1.5 million members in countries all over the world. We have contributed for the last 50 years at an international level to help eradicate polio, and we are this close. There's really just one country left. That has been our driving mission. From a county level, we were supporters of Camp Hakamo at the ground level, and continue to be, especially from a leadership perspective, serving on the board. And then from a local level, from building playgrounds to giving away scholarships to assisting the community cupboard. Just bought them a new freezer this week. So we do a lot for the community as well. So a tremendous pleasure.
Very good. Let's
Thank
go
you.
take a picture.
Okay.
As we're lining up for the picture, I'll also note our new ball fields were made possible by a number of generous people, one of which was our Rotary Club, which donated funds for the scoreboards. So we look forward to seeing those lit up this year. So thank you for that. Okay, we will now move on to public input. I do not see anyone signed up on the sign-up sheet, but actually we'll wait for our guest to clear out. Thank you again. Bye, Logan. Logan has the hat on now. I did not see anyone signed up for public input, but at this time, if anyone from the public wishes to come up to address the board in any manner, I invite you to do so now. Going once, going twice. All right, we'll move on to the financial report. Comptroller Seeley.
Thank you, Supervisor. In this report, I am providing the most recent preliminary look at the 2016 year-end townwide financial results as compiled through the end of February. After which, I will review the February 2017 results. The 2016 books are now closed. They were open through February in order to account for outstanding revenue and processing of commitments completed late in the year. This is the last 2016 preliminary report that I will deliver in this forum. The 2016 audit conducted by the Bonadeo Group is currently underway. At a mid-year town board meeting, the auditors will present highlights of the audited 2016 financial statements and audit report. So as of the end of February, the total town expenses for 2016 are favorable, at 96.8% of budget, $33,158,000. Those expenses are comprised of what is actually spent, $32,873,000, 95.9% of budget, and encumbered expenses of $285,000. The $285,000 of encumbrances equate to 0.8% of budget. Expenses in the general fund are below budget as well. They equate to 97.4% of budget at $19,651,000. The breakdown is encumbrances $175,000 and actual expenditures $19,477,000. The collective highway fund expenses of $5,147,000 are favorable to budget at 98%. They include a remaining encumbrance for a service van for Highway 1. The library expenses of $2,290,000 are slightly above budget at 100.3%. Included in those expenses is a $429,000 bond, $429,000 of bond anticipation note costs. The expenses in the sewer fund are $3,844,000, 87.4% of budget. Stormwater drainage expenses total $1,046,000, 99.3% of budget. resulting from significant bond payments across funds in December, in the month of December. The sewer fund saw a substantial increase in expenditures as a percent of budget. The sewer December debt payments were approximately $295,000. The drainage fund experienced a considerable increase in expenditures as a percent of budget as well. The December debt payments for that fund were approximately $237,000. The $20,306,000 of general fund revenue received as of the end of February is 102.6% of budget. So here's an accounting of the revenue received for the general fund during 2016. 100%, or for 2016, 100% of real estate tax of $10.6 million, 102% of pilot revenue of $193,000, pilot payment in lieu of taxes. Sales tax of $3,982,000 is $300,000 favorable, or 108.2% of budget. The mortgage tax of $833,000 is higher than budget by $108,000, or 115% of budget. Per capita state aid of $613,000 came in at budget. Franchise cable TV revenue of $755,000 is favorable to budget by $55,000 and represents 107.8% of budget. Total general fund revenue is higher than budget by $515,000. The total revenue summary after 12 months, total revenue is $33.6 million, or 102.4% of budget. Total revenue along with appropriated fund balances total $34.6 million, 102.3% of budget. Real estate taxes are $16.5 million across funds. The library has received 99.8% of revenue, $2,284,000. Consolidated highway funds revenue is $5,352,000, 100.6% of budget. Sewer has collected 103% of budget, a total of $4.4 million, and drainage collected $1,043,000, 101% of budget. This concludes my 2016 preliminary financial report as of the end of February 2017. The second report, the 2017 financial results for the town as of the end of February. Total expenses, actual as well as encumbered, are $6,427,000, or 18.8% of budget, which is higher than the 16.7% of the year that has elapsed. That's 2/12. The breakdown is actual expenses, $4,447,000, and encumbered expenses, $1,980,000. Encumbrances are typically high early in the year as departments plan and commit to services, supplies, and commodities that are needed throughout the year. The general fund expenses are 17.7% of budget, $3,544,000. Here is the breakdown. Actual expenditures, $2,686,000. Encumbrances, $858,000. Altogether, the expenses in the highway funds are $1,636,000, 28.8% of budget, above the 16.7% of the year that has elapsed. The highway funds have sizable encumbrances for gas, fuel, and equipment in Highway 1, equipment parts and fire-related equipment and supplies in Highway 3, and salt in Highway 4. Expenditures in the library are under budget at $256,000, 10.7%. The sewer fund expenses are 19.2% of budget equating to $799,000, and that's due in part to fire-related costs of equipment and supplies. The expenses in stormwater drainage total $104,000, 13.4% of budget. General fund revenue received, $12,504,000, 63.4% of budget. Included in the revenue, in the general fund revenue, is $1.5 million of insurance recovery for the fire. Without that revenue, the general fund would be at 55.8% of budget, or $11,004,000. The tax collection period was complete at the end of last month. The general fund received 100% of real estate tax for a total of $10.6 million. Also, $135,000 of pilot revenue has been received. That's approximately 70% of budget. However, it is all that is currently due. Regarding the entire town, $23.7 million or 70.7% of revenue has been received to date. Without the $1.5 million of insurance recovery for the fire, the total town would have received approximately $22.2 million or 66.2% of budgeted revenue. Approximately $16.7 million of total revenue received is real estate tax, equating to 100% of that line item. The library has received $2,259,000, 94.5% of its budgeted revenue. 76.1% or $4,262,000 has been received by the highway. Sewer has received $3,957,000, 95.4% of that fund's budget. This concludes my financial report for February 2017.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept. I'll take a motion report.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Report is accepted. Madam Clerk?
Approval of minutes. February 14th, 2017, the workshop meeting.
Motion to approve.
Moved.
And a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved.
February 21st, 2017, the regular town board meeting.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, items for board action, please.
Items for board action. Item number 1.
We're going to table item number 1. Thank you. Excuse me.
Item number 2, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Allen Associates to provide flavored ice drinks at McAvoy Park.
Actually, yeah. Okay. Can I have a motion to move the item number 2?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Mr. Sinton, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution authorizes you to enter into a contract with Allen Associates for the provision of frozen drink mix at the concession stand at McAvoy Park. The 37.57 cents per gallon is for the mix itself. The machine is actually to the town at no cost.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 3, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with New York State allowing the town to operate Arundequoit Bay State Marine Boat Launch.
Motion? Move. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Weiner. This resolution would authorize the town to sign a cooperative agreement with the state of New York, particularly the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historical Preservation. It would grant the town a license to operate the Arundequoit Bay State Marine Park, which is located in Seabreeze. Many people in town aren't really aware that we have a state park in one of our really gems of the town. It's largely the area along the water at the end of Culver Road, which includes the boat launch, some area wetlands and steep slopes south of that, as well as the beach area. It's been an interest of the town for the past several years to partner with the state of New York in establishing a master plan for the State Marine Park. Governor Cuomo, since his taking office in 2011, has made some extraordinary investments in our state parks, and we wanted to make sure that those capital dollars were aligned and flowing to Irondequoit as we look to enhance the amenities of that state park. And a lot of people might think, what would that look like? Well, we don't know. Over the years, it's been suggested perhaps there's development down there, but I think now we know that that terrain really can't take heavy development. But what I think it's been the goal of the town and the board is to explore what sort of perhaps passive recreation or light recreation we can offer for people down there. I say you walk down the trail, get to the foot of the trail, and you have a few options. You can feed the ducks, feed the birds, or go get a hot dog. Those are certainly good things to do, good exercises. But I've seen some really great things happen along waterfronts and other parts of not just state parks, but other park areas as well. So I think this affords us an opportunity. Now, some might ask, why is the town of Irondequoit then serving as the licensee? Well, for the past few decades, the County of Monroe has operated the boat launch and maintained the park. When we commenced discussions with the state, the county respectfully said if there's increased amenities down at the park, we would rather not be the operator anymore. And truthfully, I think the town saw that as a good opportunity for us to insert ourselves. It's a park in our backyards. We are in it every day, and I think we certainly wanted to we were willing to take the responsibility to manage it and work with the state on developing a master plan. Within this operating agreement, it provides that we shall maintain the park and operate the boat launch. It also charges state parks in consultation with the town to come up with a master plan for development. It will be an inclusive process, and the hope is that that master plan would be funded, hopefully largely with state dollars, but we've also made a soft commitment of town dollars as well. We expect the state to make critical investments to their parks, but I think if town capital dollars can help facilitate that as well, it's an investment we're willing to make. And I'll just note this is a 5-year license with many options for renewal. It would authorize me to enter into the agreement with state parks. Any questions or comments from the board?
I have one question. And I think it's a great idea to do environmentally sensitive development of that area. I think there'll be a lot of benefit to it. But the question I have is related to, I know we'll be collecting fees and we'll be taking on a lot of operations, and so I just wanted to ask, will the operations cost be covered by the fees that we collect?
And we put thought into the operational costs. We didn't want to overextend ourselves. We're confident this will be budget positive for us. There's revenue associated with the boat launch. We feel we can do it in a more efficient manner. We're going to look to some automated ticketing to allow people to utilize the boat launch and also provide some opportunities to tap into some state boat launch programs that they offer. There's the Empire program, for instance, where you sign up and you have access to all state parks and their boat launches. Previously, the Marine Park had not been a part of that. We're going to offer that as an incentive. But altogether, I think we can operate it more efficiently, and I will note the county did operate this in the black. It was budget positive for them. So we've developed a staffing plan working with the commissioner and the deputy commissioner, and our goal is to never overextend ourselves, but I think it'll take part-time staff largely to operate it, as well as some maintenance staff on our end, but we're confident we have the bandwidth to do it operationally.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Sinton, anything to add?
No, Mr. Supervisor.
Very good. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 4, authorizing the supervisor to renew the intermunicipal agreement with Laurelton Fire Department.
Motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Thanks, John. Mr. Sinton, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is a renewal of an agreement where the Laurelton Fire Department will conduct CPR training for all of town employees in exchange for 12 hours of McAvoy field use and a one-day rental of the Cusack Lodge at Camp Eastman.
Thanks. This is something we do to provide in-kind reciprocity for services that our fire districts provide, and we provide in-kind services as well by use of our facilities. We do it with other districts, but requires an intergovernmental agreement that we enter into. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 5, authorizing the purchase of one 12-ton tag trailer to be used by the Bureau of Public Works.
Motion?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Thanks, Deputy Supervisor Perticone. Deputy Commissioner Sinton, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is a 24-foot flatbed trailer that's towed behind one of our six-wheel dump trucks. It transports our paver and roller to various job sites throughout the town. Bids were opened on March 10th, with the lowest bidder was George and Swede Sales at $20,496.57, and I will add that this was a 2017 budgeted purchase.
Thank you. Don, any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 6, authorizing the supervisor to enter into various contracts with vendors for the town's 2017 Oktoberfest celebration.
Motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
Thanks, Pete. This is our annual resolution just authorizing myself to enter into contracts with vendors for our Oktoberfest. I'll note that board members had the opportunity to review contracts at last week's workshop meeting, and this is always a fun resolution to do because it reminds us that Oktoberfest is approaching. Any questions or comments?
Let's have summer first.
Gross.
That's
true. You never start too early, though. Hearing no comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 7, declaring 4 pieces of equipment, recreation equipment, as surplus property.
Motion
Moved.
and a second?
Second.
Thanks, John. Don, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We're looking to surplus 4 pieces of equipment. 2 are from our senior center, a pool table and an electric organ. The organ is non-operational. And 2 pieces are food prep equipment at our McAvoy Field concession stand.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Commissioner. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 8, authorizing the supervisor to enter into various contracts with vendors for the town's 2017 July 4th celebration.
Motion
Move.
and a second?
Second.
Thank you, John. This resolution is similar in form to the Oktoberfest resolution we just passed. It allows the supervisor and myself to enter into various contracts for our July 4th celebration with vendors such as Chef Marco, Burger Bailey's, Dom's Kettle Corn, M&L Concessions, and of course, Red Osier and Nancy's Fried Dough. And I'll note Boy Scout Troop 220. So I don't know what you do for us, but thank you. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. I'm just making sure you're paying attention out there, okay? Okay.
Item number 9, authorizing the hiring of a provisional full-time nutrition aide in the Arundequoit Bureau of Recreation.
Motion?
Moved.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Sinton, explanation, please?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'll
Mr.
speak to that.
Yep.
The Bureau of Recreation seeks to hire a full-time nutrition aide. Deputy Commissioner Sinton wishes to hire Sarah Stevenson to this position. This position is competitive, and when the examination is given, Sarah will need to take the test and score in the top 3 eligibles. With your approval tonight, this resolution will take effect upon approval of the Civil Service Commission, which needs to classify it as full-time.
Thank you. I'll note Ms. Stevenson has served the town for a number of years and worked well with our seniors as well. Part of our overall restructuring of the Recreation Bureau, our seniors, we look to provide enhanced services to them. So very happy to put this resolution forward and wish Ms. Stevenson well in her new but relatively familiar surroundings. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Ms. Stevenson, as is custom, please stand and be recognized for our audience at home. Thank you.
Item number 10, authorizing the hiring of an office clerk 3 in the Arundequoit Town Clerk's Office.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Mr. Vanette, explanation, please.
Yes, due to her retirement in the town clerk's office, the town clerk wishes to hire Allison Zappolo to fill this vacancy. We canvassed the eligible list. Allison is reachable and was chosen as the best candidate among several interviewed for this position.
Thank you, Jason, and this is a department that this is really our customer service bureau. This is where we have the most traffic, and we want good people who can serve the public, communicate with the public, educate them on certain permits and services that we provide. So it's a very essential to the town government and the wheels churning. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Allison, congratulations. Welcome aboard. Please stand up. Barb seems very sweet up here, but I warn you. She runs a tight ship in there.
Item number 11, authorizing the hiring of a recreation assistant in the Arundecoit Bureau of Recreation.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Vanette, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Due to a promotion in the Bureau of Recreation, there's a need to hire a recreation assistant. This is a non-competitive civil service position, and after an exhaustive search, Todd Amo has been chosen to fill this vacancy. Deputy Commissioner Sinton will speak about his candidate.
Thank you, Mr. Vanette. We conducted several interviews, and as our Parks and Rec department continues to grow, particularly our sports programming and league management, we saw a need to hire a rec assistant to focus on the management of these leagues, particularly our sports complexes. These include McAvoy Park, the new baseball complex, and the future soccer and lacrosse complex at Camp Eastman. Todd is a Rochester native. He has a degree in sports management. He's worked for both the Rochester Rattlers and Rhinos, and he's currently a league and program administrator at Global Sports on Long Island.
Very good. Very well qualified for the position. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Mr. Amo is not here. I believe he is still on Long Island, but we look forward to having him at Town Hall or down at Pine Grove very soon. Next resolution, please.
Item number 12, declaring 2 infrared LiDAR systems and 1 radar receiver surplus property and authorizing their destruction.
Motion?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Chief Tantillo, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. These are radar units that have gone beyond their useful life cycle. They're in need of repair, and parts are not available for these units any longer, so we're wishing to properly surplus those and recycle them.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Chief? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No. Resolution is adopted.
Item number 13, entering into an intermunicipal agreement and funding for the Stop DWI program.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Deputy Supervisor. Chief Tantillo, explanation, please.
Mr. Supervisor, this is a grant revenue opportunity for us to enhance our impaired driving enforcement efforts in conjunction with Monroe County Stop DWI and the state of New York. There's 2 programs that are associated with that. One is the 2017 Stop DWI program, which will generate $18,990 for our enforcement efforts. And then the DWI Enhanced Foundation Crackdown Grant Program for $3,333. That particular grant identifies specific dates throughout the year for impaired driving enforcement.
Very good, and thank you for putting this resolution before me. Certainly worthwhile. Any questions or comments for Chief? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. We will table resolution item number 14 and move on to item 15, Madam Clerk.
Item number 15, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an industrial waste and disposal service agreement with Waste Management of New York.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Chief Tantillo, explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This gives us the ability to establish a working relationship in order to properly dispose of dead animals that may be the result of motor vehicle accidents or other incidents. But I will point out that it does not involve the deer population.
Very good. Any questions or comments for Chief? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 16, authorizing attendance to New York Tactical Training Conference and Expo.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chief Tantillo. Explanation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is an opportunity for us to train Officer Richard Cole, who's our newest member of the emergency response team at the Tactical Training Conference. This will enhance his skill set as well as the ability to work very well with the other members of this particular unit. In the past, they've been called out for various critical incidents, and we're very pleased to say that all of those have resolved very peacefully.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 17, authorizing an amendment to the 2017 police operating budget and accepting New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services Police Protective Equipment Grant in the amount of $20,034.
Thank you. Motion, please?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thanks, John. Chief, explanation, please?
Yes, sir. Once again, this is a grant funding opportunity for the Arundecoyt Police Department. This was a collaborative effort with each law enforcement agency in Monroe County. The grant is from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and identifies police protective equipment for us to be able to purchase for our personnel. That is to include ballistic helmets and ballistic vests.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to
Madam?
commend the chief and the department for seeking grant funding in so many different ways.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 18, authorizing the purchase of a 2017 Ram ProMaster 1500 van for animal control.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thanks, Ms. Hustle-Ray. Chief, explanation on your final resolution of the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is a much-needed piece of equipment to replace an 11-year-old vehicle that's within our animal control unit. Our unit is, animal control is a very busy unit, and we take pride in our response time and being able to resolve various issues. In evaluating the current vehicle that we have, the mechanical staff at the Department of Public Works indicated that it was really beyond suitable repair, so we went to bid on a vehicle per New York State standards and have identified buyer of Morristown, New Jersey as the most reasonable and responsible bidder, and this was done according to the Office of Governmental Standards, and it is a budgeted item for our particular agency.
Thanks, Chief, and I will note that this came in roughly $1,100 under budget, the bid, so we are glad to see that. And I also just note, we've made upgrades to our fleets over the past several years, particularly our police, but we didn't want to, that encompasses all services the town provides, and animal control is essential to the town. It's a service that many residents call upon, so we want to make sure they have equipment that allows them to do their job in the best manner possible. So thank you for putting this in the budget and for bringing it forth tonight. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 19, approving the special event license for Friends of the Arundecoyt Public Library Trunk and Craft Sale.
Motion, please.
Moved.
Second.
And a second. Thank you, Ms. Barnum. This is an annual event that the Friends of the Library provide for the town. It's a wonderful event. They are really the heart and soul of the library and have done wonderful things over the years to raise money for the library and continue to do so. And I encourage all residents to take advantage of this great event on, I believe it is Saturday, May 13th, correct?
March
Oh,
21st?
excuse,
May 13th.
May 13th.
okay, I'm just going to, for the record, it's Saturday, May 13th, 2017, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I know.
And it's a wonderful event here at Town Hall, so we encourage all residents to come, and we will certainly publicize it on behalf of the Friends. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 20, approving the special event license for the Sunset House 15th Annual 5K Run and Fitness Walk.
Motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
And Councilman Perticone, I challenge you to a race.
Okay.
Sunset House, what a wonderful organization in town, and this is an event that helps raise money and awareness for the Sunset House. For those of you who don't know, it's a hospice located on St. Paul Boulevard, and have been there for a number of years. They have a great volunteer board that does wonderful things in raising money and providing comfort at the end of life for a lot of residents. So we're happy to support this in any way possible. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 21, authorizing the lease of a mail machine.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, explanation, please.
The mail machine that is currently in the town clerk's office, used by all departments, is the leases expiring March 22nd, so it's necessary to look at mail machines and put in a new one. And so with this resolution, we can go ahead and order a new one that is on a state contract. And they're going to install it and give us all lessons. It's very nice. I would have rather an outfit, but mail machine is good.
And I'll note that this allows us for more accurate calculation of our postage.
Yeah, we
Reasons we
were
went with
told that much of the mail that is processed is has over postage on it, and we can hopefully look to save some money by putting accurate posting with a scale that's included in the new mail machine.
So the terms of the lease, of the incumbent lease that it's expired is a little bit more month to month, but we hope we realize savings that exceed the increase in lease payments through accurate postage calculations. And we are done talking about mail machines. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item 22, correcting Town Board Resolution 2017-8 regarding the 2017 regular Town Board and workshop meeting dates.
Motion
Move.
and a second.
Second.
And this resolution has the correct August workshop and regular town board meetings of August 8th being the workshop meeting here in the Broderick Room at Town Hall, 4 p.m., and August 15th, 2017, the regular town board meeting, 7 p.m., here in the Broderick Meeting Room at Town Hall. Both of those are Tuesdays, and we encourage residents to mark their calendars accordingly. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted. I will now, this concludes our regular body of work for the regular town board meeting of March 21st, 2017. We thank again our scouts for being here and staying through the duration, setting a good example for the adults who left. That's fine. Our next workshop meeting is Tuesday, April 11th, 2017 at 4 p.m. here at the Broderick Meeting Room at Town Hall. The next regular town board meeting is Tuesday, April 18th. I think I might have said August 11th for the workshop. It's April 11th, and the next regular town board meeting being Tuesday, April 18th, 2017, 7 p.m. here at the Broderick Meeting Room at Town Hall. I will now take a motion to adjourn.
Move.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's government access channel.